Hi, Taurus. This is Just with your September mid-month reading. I hope that you guys are having an enjoyable day. So, Taurus, I'm going to tell you, like I told Scorpio in the last video I did for them, you need to hear this. There's some Tauruses out there that you need to hear this. And mind you, some of you are going to have to share this with someone that needs to hear it. So let's go. First of all, I started when I was putting the spread down, I was like, wow, it's kind of good to be a Taurus these next 2 weeks. All right. And then, some other stuff started going in. But I have to say, you guys are definitely feeling very much family orientated. You feel very stable right now mentally. I feel like you guys are the end all be all for you, for your family and your mate. So there's this home element that I'm getting mentally. You may be feeling as though you need to be, or some of you are now the breadwinner for your home. So you are the provider. Okay. Some of you could have recently lost someone, lost your mate, that sort of thing. So my condolences if this relates to anyone out there. Now you are the breadwinner, that sort of thing. If that's the case, I do see others of you that if your mate was the breadwinner, you're now confused because now you have to kind of take on a role that is like, oh, okay, I'm not used to taking on this role, but now I have to, that sort of thing. So I kind of do see that. And that's a very small percentage of out there of you, but I do see that. Some of you started school recently. Congratulations. Some of you could have completed school recently. So congratulations. It looks like now if you've completed school, you may be being recruited by a male, I do see, who's very emotionally attuned with himself. Can be very sensitive and kind sort of a person. And it looks like you are, again, just trying to get your footing. So if any of you guys are stepping into a new element of uncharted territory, I do get this feeling internally a little bit like, this is new, but you're taking, but the energy that you're giving off is one with a lot of confidence. Okay. And so therefore you're attracting a lot of people to you. You're very much attractive, but your feet is planted really great. You're grounded. So you know what you've done, like whatever you've done, if you've gone to school, if you did some training, if someone was, manning the home, but, you pretty much paid the bills. You may not have made the money, but you paid the bills. So whatever it is that you're now starting into this new charted territory, you're not completely lost in the winds. Like you have some form of understanding. And so with that, even though you may feel a little bit confused internally by it, you are still moving forward with confidence. And I feel like that's going to do you a great deal of help. Now it looks like, at the workplace, it looks like there's a lot of people involved in your life right now at work. Okay. And it seems like you're not necessarily making, like some people could be focusing on a particular circumstance. So it could be like managers, supervisors, they're getting together to discuss, possibly downsizing, possibly reorganizing, restructuring, that sort of thing. And you may feel like, well, my position is secure. Like I'm not going anywhere. You may also feel like there's some managers or people in the workplace that, I don't want to say it's secretive, but there's like some understanding, some type of knowing that you're not being made aware of. Okay. And it could have something to do with some conflicts at work, some issues that's going on. That again, you'll find out later down the line, but it doesn't seem to be a major focus for you. Money seems to be on your mind in particular. Again, some of you are the provider here. Or some of you are starting to step out on your own and saying that, now I'm not only depending on my mate to just provide. Now I'm going to be a force to reckon with, that sort of thing. I do see that some of you are come out of, or will be entering that phase of feeling a sense of lack because you're waiting to see how, either how can you make more money? When will you get a certain amount of money that you've been anticipating? Or, if you'll ever get to a point where you can have some stabilize your income. So some of you are definitely stressing out about that. Like you're waiting for someone to either get work, you're waiting for a check to come in, you're waiting for something to stabilize in your finances, be it by your own admission or through way of someone else. And you may be feeling, to some extent, for some of you, hopeless, like this is never going to happen. Like you're never going to find a job, or, I'm never going to be able to, make enough income to, breathe again, that sort of thing. So I do feel like some of you will be wrestling with that. If you feel like that's the case, I do see that for some of you, if you've been waiting for your mate to possibly get a job, that sort of thing, looks like it's going to be coming in for them. They may have to leave though. They may be at a distance from you. So there's a payoff there, and so it will be at the heels of them leaving, right? So they may not have to travel for work, that sort of thing. They may be at a distance from you, that sort of thing, but an opportunity will come. Some of you too, that's looking to start a new field, new industry, you may have to leave. So it may be some type of relocating a leaving sort of a situation going on. Some of you, I do also see that there's battles. There's a lot going on. Hopefully this is not going to be going with all 12 signs, but it's a lot going on so far. Aries and now you guys. It looks like some of you are engrossed in some type of a legal battle with you and your mate. There could be a conclusion of your marriage. And so you're allowing your attorney to kind of deal with all of the muddy details of things, okay? And it looks like your husband, for my Taurus ladies, or Taurus men, you might be leaving. You might be the person after the divorce is final. You may be relocating at a distance, that sort of thing. But it'll be a good opportunity for you, Taurus men, if you decide that, hey, I got a new opportunity. I'm going to get another job. I'm going to go live in another state. I may leave the country, that sort of thing. And vice versa. You may find that, your husband is going to leave once you guys get a divorce, that sort of thing. Okay. So again, I do see some issues with the financial situation as it relates to a divorce process that's going on here. He's trying to figure out how much money he's going to have to give up. You're just wanting it to be over. A lot of Taurus women just want it to be done already. Like you guys are just wanting something new. You're kind of over it. Now, as we relate to other areas of love, it looks like to me that some of you, oh yeah, this is the part that I was saying. Let me say this part first. This is the part that I was saying that you need to listen to this, okay? Some of you Taurus, and I am speaking to some of you ladies, you need to just cut it out and have sex with your man. I'm sorry. And I've not ever seen this in a spread before. So clearly someone has to hear this. And I think it's more than just one person. But even if it's just one, you have got to stop it. Okay? Like you need to have sex with your husband. You need to have sex with your mate. You need to have intimacy. Okay? We're grown here. So you need to have some real intimacy here. This man has been waiting way too long. This is not okay. All right? And I feel like you hide behind you give him the face of bitch mode, just always being bitchy, but really you just want to, you want to be a freak. Like you want to do it, but it's like for some reason, you just can't bring yourself to give into it. And it could be money woes. It could be because he's not working and it could be because, I'm not happy. And, there could have been a betrayal in the past. That's sort of thing. You just may feel like you're stuck in a situation. Whatever it is, you need to come to terms with it. You need to, as they say, dump or get off the pot. Like you need to come to terms with your circumstance because it's not okay. And you're not building up good karma for yourself. It's not okay to hold on with this level of resentment and create all of these, all of this friction and not only in his life, because you're creating it in your life as well. So do you deserve to be unhappy to that extent? Ask yourself that. Do you deserve that? And I feel like it can be remedied so well if you guys just have intimacy, if you have some time together. Okay. Yes, I'm taking this time specifically to tell you this. And I know I'm pounding up against a huge brick wall that is behind that brick wall, probably a steel wall. Behind that steel wall, maybe, the Berlin Wall. I know that you guys are quite stubborn, but hopefully it will, if you can relate to this, maybe that you can say, wow, how did this get all the way over to me? Yeah, it's something to think about. But of course, you have your own decisions to make. That being said, I feel like if you do that, you would just be amazed at how things can change, not only for your circumstance. Give him a new sense of confidence, a new sense of understanding that you guys are, you're doing it together, you know. I feel like that will help give him that battery in his back to say, hey, I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna, you know, do what I need to do, that sort of thing. Now, all things considered, I don't know any details specifically in your specific situation. This is not a personal reading, but on a general basis, from what I see here, instead of putting your representative out, as they say when you first have, you know, you first go on a date and you put out, you know, everyone's saying their representative. Well, your representative is, you know, the bitch. And it's like, and it could be a man too. It doesn't mean that it's a woman. So before you decide to, you know, get those fingers on those keys, it could be either or. So, you know, I don't need to hear it down in the comment section. However, you have to be honest with yourself. Honesty is always the best policy. And if you can relate to this, then understand that instead of just being, you know, angry, resentful, ... try giving in to that, what you want, which, I mean, it is your mate, right? So you're not doing anything wrong. Give in to your intimacy with your mate. And I feel like it would do wonders. You will be astounded. The man will go out and get a job for some of you if that's the issue. So, yeah, that's that message that some of you Tauruses really need to hear. Now, and if you're like, if you're the guy and you're like, yes, yes, yes. Well, you know, hopefully she's not scared enough to hear this type of stuff. But yeah, share it with her. Maybe she can hear it. Also, so, you know, good luck to you ladies out there that can, you know, be honest enough with yourself to say, yeah, you know what, you're right. And you know what, I am going to do that. And, you know, shout out to you men out there that's suffering. That's a shame. So now, okay. And of course, before you get to saying what he did, listen, I'm not here to discuss what he did. Okay. All I'm saying is that if you guys are still in a relationship, you only have one life to live. Do you want to live it angry every day at a particular person, but you're still with them? Just something to think about. Others of you that's single, looks like there's somebody that could be of interest to you, someone you feel like is an interesting person. Some of you, I feel like you've known someone for a very, very long time, and you may be confused. You know, again, I keep feeling like Tauruses are not necessarily Taurus ladies, especially if you're single and you're mingling, that sort of thing, or you're conversing with someone in particular. I feel like you're giving him all different kind of energy. Like one minute, you know, you're emotional, you're telling him you want stability and you want marriage and you want, you know, a regimented A, B, and C, but then emotionally you're confused, you know, or you start missing him because he's like, okay, I can't, you know, I'm not going to be able to, you know, satisfy all the things that you say you want. And then you turn into like, you know, he'll call, you'll flirt with him, you'll get him all bothered. And then when he comes to see you, it's like you turn into a whole other person. Then you send out that bitch representative. And it's like, you also need to figure out what is going on with you. Okay. And then that leads to conflict. And then you guys are going back around the same cycle. So you guys too need to like stop already and figure out, you know, which female you want to be. Stick with it. Okay. Because I do see like many faces of Taurus. And I'm sorry, I'm getting far more feminine energy than I'm getting male energy. Now, I would say for those of you that are married, okay, and then some of you, going back to that, some of you that's single, you could be longing for someone that, you know, you miss and you long for that person and you want them so much and you really do. And you think about them a lot, but then at the same time, you may switch and you may think about, you know, all the wrong that they did and that sort of thing. And, you know, and then there's that conflict, you know, and this could be your energy with any circumstance. And that's only driving that person away. So if the person's already driven away, then that could have been a reason. Or, you know, if you have this on again, off again situation with him. And again, I'm not making any man out there be a saint or a victim or anything like that. I'm just focusing on an advisement to particular Taurus ladies. And this could also be men and how the women were made to feel as well. She may feel like you're not pulling your weight and that sort of thing. And so how can she give into all these things that she's so much desire, but again, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, that sort of thing. Okay. pretty much is going to create a more of a wedge in that relationship and drive the person away. Okay. So yeah, I do kind of see that. Others of you could be dealing with an issue with your mate's family members. It could be your mother sticking her nose in something, his mother sticking his nose in something, his sisters, his aunt, somebody sticking their nose in the circumstance and situation. And I do see also that there's an issue with possibly two women, you and another woman in the relationship, and then there's conflict around that circumstance. You may not even realize that there's another woman in a circumstance, and now there's like an ultimate. He's getting given some type of an ultimatum type of situation. Okay, and you may sense it, but you're not making it 100% of focus, because I do kind of see that too. This will be a very quick month. I also want to note that it's going to be very fast. You're going to blink and things are going to just like change. Okay, so keep that in mind, what I said about that too. You're going to blink and things are just going to change. You're going to think that this whole cycle that you're on with this guy, like, oh, this is what, yeah, he always says that. And yeah, well, he's in his funk again, or he got an attitude. Then you just like never hear from him again. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. So it's like you're going to blink and that person's going to be gone. And it could be you. It could be the other person. But there, I do get this snap and things change just like that. Before you know it, bam, something's changing. So be careful with that. Others of you that's not going through that drastic of a move, because not everyone is, and having impending ending of a relationship. I feel like there just may be your mate could get a job, because I do see money being a problem, and then you stressing about it and that sort of thing. And again, you may have changed into all the different type of women, and now you're reminiscing about a man that may have a job, may do well for himself, all of that stuff, be romantic and whatever, that your mate isn't. And then your mate finds a job, because I do see some success coming in. So for those of you that's looking, in particular for your own position, looks like something will be coming down the pike for you. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys for the last 2 weeks of this month. I hope that this has been helpful. If you feel brave enough and you would love to share with us how some of this relates to you, please do so in the comment section below. You can also email me if you feel a little bit private, because I totally understand that. But yeah, I would be so interested in finding out who is this particular Taurus that I'm speaking to. So yeah, definitely let us know if you like to, or let me know. And if you would like a personal counsel with me, I can be reached in the description box below, as well as beginning and end to this video. And if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Taurus.